So again, we're going to start with some butter over some hot water. I want a stick of butter for this one. And again, some chocolate. So here we have that wonderful chocolate. That's going to go in. I'm going to turn the heat on now to that to get that going, to let that melt. You want to watch that now. And again, we need eggs. And this time, we want 3 eggs, but we're not going to separate them. And for this cake, instead of almonds, we're using toasted walnuts. So there are our 3 eggs. And now we want to whip those up with a little bit of salt. About a half a cup of sugar. Turn the speed on that down. Get that nice and fluffy. And now to flavor this, you could use vanilla again, or I like to use a nice liqueur. How about like orange liqueur? This is just homemade orange liqueur. You can find this recipe on the Ciao Italia website. So about a tablespoon of orange liqueur goes in, and because I'm using the orange liqueur, I'm going to put in the grated zest of an orange. And if you don't have a gadget like this, you need to get one, because this takes the zest very nicely off of your fruits, your oranges and your lemons and grapefruits, without taking that very bitter pith with it, which would just give it a terrible off taste. So we want the grated zest of 1 orange. And then we want our nuts. And here we have walnuts that we ground up. So now we can put this in here. Give this a stir. And for this cake, we're going to make it in a 9-inch cake pan, not a springform pan. Just a regular 9-inch cake pan. Again, you want to spray it with some butter and flour spray. And parchment is a baker's best friend, so there's another piece of parchment. You can actually buy those already pre-cut to fit cake pans, or you can just buy them in sheets and then cut them yourself. So there's our cake pan. And now let's see how we're doing here on chocolate, because we really need to melt that down. You know, it's not quite ready yet. So while it's melting down, let me talk to you. I'm going to move this over here. Let me talk to you about the sauce that we're going to make for this, and let me get this melted. So let me turn this on right here, because that's got to be really, really smooth. Okay, for the sauce, in here I have about a tablespoon of butter, and I want to add some flour. This is a cake that you serve with a sauce after you cut it into small pieces. So here's some flour. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of flour in, and just make a very quick roux. So you want to get that well mixed with the butter, but don't let the flour cook very long. Just get it smooth. And then we're going to give that a pinch of salt. And we're going to add, again, some of that orange liqueur. You could use vanilla or whatever you have at home. So there's the orange liqueur. And some sugar. About 3 tablespoons of sugar goes into this. And then with this, we want some cream. So once you have the sugar melted into the butter, take the pan off the heat and slowly add the cream. Slowly add the cream, because you don't want this to curdle. So we have a cup of heavy cream. This makes a really delicious kind of caramel walnut tasting sauce. So get the cream in, and then you can bring it back to a low flame. Once it's well mixed, bring it back to a low flame. And then we have some of those toasted almonds. You need about 2 cups of walnuts total, so I used about 2/3 of a cup I saved out. And now I'm going to put them in with the cream. All right, we almost have the chocolate ready to go. Again, remember, you never want to get water into chocolate, because that will cause it to become very, very grainy. Okay, I think we can take that out. And it goes right into this bowl with our walnut and egg mixture. So we put it right in, just like that. And now we want to give that a really good stir. Get everything well mixed. Let me see how we're doing here. This is looking good. All right, now we can put this into our cake pan. And your oven is on at 325 degrees. It goes into our pan. And when this is baked and it's served with that walnut sauce, it's just so exotic. It's so wonderful. And it's such an easy cake to do. It's perfect for company. So oven is on at 350 degrees. Again, you're going to cook this for about 25 to 30 minutes. Use a cake skewer, insert it in the center to check it. The sauce is all done now, our walnut sauce with heavy cream.